7 years ago, the passing of Emma Richards' husband left her in a state of devastation. From that point onwards, she found herself facing the prospect of living out the remainder of her life in solitude, solely responsible for her own well-being, as there was no one else to assume that role for her. She and her husband John didn't have any children that could look after her. Every time Emma was asked why, she always just shrugged and avoided answering. One day, while Emma was sitting in her bedroom watching TV, somebody rang the doorbell. She wasn't expecting any visitors, so she decided to go check who it was. As she opened the front door, a delivery man in his 40s stood there with several boxes. He was wearing a mask, so she could not see his face clearly. "Hello, I am not expecting a package from anybody. May I know who this is from?" Emma asked him. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but these packages were sent anonymously. Rest assured, our security checked them and they are absolutely safe. These are for you," he said, placing the boxes on Emma's table by the door. "That's strange. Thank you, sweet boy," Emma replied before shutting the door. When the delivery man left, Emma opened the boxes quickly as she was curious about what was inside. In the first box, there were small household appliances like a new oven toaster, sandwich press, and coffee maker. "Who would give me all of these?" she said to herself. She proceeded to open the second box, and there were beautiful clothes inside, as well as groceries. Every day, Emma started to receive more packages. It'd always be the same delivery man handing them over, so she decided to get to know him. "What is your name, sweet boy?" she asked. "My name is Ted Harrison," the delivery man smiled. "Mrs. Richards, the sender requested for us to give you this. I'll wait until you finish answering it," he added, handing her an envelope. Curious, Emma opened it and read it quickly. It said, "Mrs. Richards, please let me know what you need for yourself, and I will grant them." "Oh, I am dying to know who has been giving me all of these. Now that person even wants me to make requests," she exclaimed. "I'm sure the sender loves you very dearly, even though you don't know who it is," the delivery man smiled. Emma obliged and wrote what she needed. She didn't want the person to spend a lot for her, so she only wrote down necessities. Since that short and sweet encounter, Emma began to prepare quick snacks for Ted the delivery man. For an entire month, he went to her house, handing her parcels that had clothes, food, books, and other novelty items. At one point, Emma started to get used to Ted's company. He would spend time with her by eating snacks together and volunteering to do some housework that she couldn't do herself. However, one day, Ted didn't come. Suddenly concerned, Emma decided to head over to the local post office to find him. "Hello, can you please page Ted Harrison? I just have some donuts I wanted to give him," she asked the young woman at the reception table. The young woman looked confused. "I'm sorry, ma'am. There's nobody named Ted Harrison who works here," she replied. "Oh, but he has been delivering my packages every day. That's strange," Emma said, suddenly disappointed. She did not know where to find Ted, and it upset her. She walked back home with so many thoughts suddenly going through her head. Who could this kind Samaritan be? Did I go to the wrong post office? Was Ted just pretending to be a delivery man? As she got to her front porch, she was surprised to see a tiny box in front of the door. There, she saw a key and a note that read, "I learned the truth just a month ago when I decided to hire a private investigator to find out where I came from. I know you blame yourself and regret what you did. However, I want you to know that I don't blame you and that I know you only had my best interest at heart. You and your husband could not feed me, so you gave me up for adoption. I ended up in a wealthy family that treated me like their own, but something always felt lacking. I realized that was you, Mom. You're lacking in my life, and I would love to spend more time with you. If you'd be willing, I recently bought a new house. I had a key duplicated for you in case you wanted to move in with me. Please allow me to take care of you. With love, your delivery man, Ted." Reading the message left Emma trembling. The longing to see her son before her time was up had always been with her. The shock that it was her son who reached out, particularly Ted, left her in disbelief. Overwhelmed, tears flowed, carrying the weight of her past regrets. Ted had uncovered the truth about their history. Emma and John, facing financial ruin, had made the heart-wrenching decision to put their soon-to-be-born child up for adoption. They knew they couldn't provide a stable life. At the orphanage, alongside his belongings, Emma left an anonymous letter explaining their circumstances. Ted, now grown, managed to unveil a connection through his adoption records, discovering Emma's name at last. Emma wanted to see Ted immediately. She prepared to leave her house to meet him, but someone knocked on the door. When she opened it, she saw Ted. "Hi, Mom," Ted said softly. Tears streamed down Emma's cheeks as her emotions overwhelmed her. "I can't believe it, my son." Her voice quivered as sobs took over. She embraced him tightly, holding onto him as if unwilling to let go. "I am so sorry, sweetheart. Truly sorry. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me." Emma's tears continued to flow. Her son, Ted, held her gently and reassured her, "Mom, there's no need for apologies. I'm here because I want us to have more time together. It's never too late to start anew. We can rebuild our family." Later that evening, Emma and Ted worked side by side, packing her belongings into boxes. A waiting truck stood outside, ready to transport her things to Ted's home. As they arrived at Ted's house, Emma was taken aback by the warm welcome from Ted's wife and children. Their enthusiasm matched Ted's, all eager to include her in their family. From that point onward, Emma discovered that she would never have to face loneliness again.